start my workout for today. All I'm using today is a set of hex dumbbells, my jump rope, and a mat, but you don't need any exercise equipment whatsoever to follow along with this workout. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. I'm pressed for time today, so this is not going to be a super long, detailed tutorial. I'm just going to walk you through all of the exercises that we're doing. There are 5 different exercises. I'm going to do it as quickly as I can. I'll do my best to also provide you with some equipment-free substitutions in case you don't have dumbbells and you don't have a jump rope. But if I gloss over anything, if anything is unclear, if you have questions, please remember that I'm always here to help. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions about anything or if you need help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I'm going to provide it in this abbreviated little tutorial. So there are just 5 exercises plus jump rope. So let's get the jump rope thing out of the way first. I'm going to be doing sets of 100 with my jump rope. When I say a set of 100, I'm talking about revolutions of the jump rope. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. The only important thing is that you're counting revolutions of the rope. So you're going to count 100 revolutions of the jump rope. That's 1 set. And we are doing 5 sets of 100 at a time. So 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope takes me plus or minus about 5 minutes or so. So if you don't have a jump rope, you have a few options. Option A, you can simply eliminate the jump rope sections altogether. That's fine. You can do this exact same workout just like I'm doing it, but just skip over the jump rope sections and it will absolutely work as a standalone workout. So you don't need to include those little cardio sections if you don't want to. Option B, you can just substitute with plus or minus 5 minutes or so of any type of moderate paced cardio that you want. So if you have an exercise bike or a treadmill, something like that, you can hop on one of those for 5 minutes each time I'm jumping rope, and that works. If you have access to the field at your local high school, for example, you could do a couple laps around the track while I'm jumping rope, or you could do up and down the bleachers. Okay, same thing if you're working out at home, you could jog around the block for 5 minutes, or you could do up and down the stairs if you have stairs in your home or your apartment complex. If you want to take this workout to the beach or to the park or a hiking trail where there's steps, you can do up around the steps or you can jog around the park. All right, so basically just 5 minutes, plus or minus 5 minutes or so of any type of moderate paced cardio exercise you want while I'm jumping rope works. If you want to just stay put, you can just jog in place or do high knees, or you can really even just pantomime jumping rope. You know, they actually sell ropeless jump ropes. It's 2 handles that you hold on to while you jump over an imaginary rope. So if you want to invest in something like that, I think that would be a fine investment. If you plan on following my workouts regularly, you will get a ton of use out of something like that because I incorporate jump rope into most of my workouts. But if you don't find it particularly helpful to hold on to handles, then I really think you can probably save your money. You're already jumping over an imaginary rope, so maybe just hold on to a couple of imaginary handles while you do that. But that's it. Those are your equipment-free options if you don't have a jump rope. Either skip the jump rope sections, pantomime jumping rope, jog in place, do high knees, jumping jacks, any other type of cardio exercise you want, or substitute with 5 minutes of some other type of cardio, like 5 minutes on the treadmill or exercise bike, or do up and down the stairs or something like that. All right, so 5 exercises with the dumbbells. For reference and for reference only, these are 10-pound dumbbells. That is a good weight for me that's going to challenge me today. You may need to use something lighter or heavier. That depends on your strength. It depends on your level of fitness. It also depends on what you have available to you and how hard you are looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when selecting your weights and make the decision that is best for you. If you do not have dumbbells, you can use a kettlebell or medicine ball. Household items will also work. So a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles, for example, you could fill them with water, or you might be able to make them a little bit heavier by filling them with something like uncooked rice or dried beans or kitty litter. powdered laundry detergent, something like that. You could probably even just grab a couple of cans of soup out of the pantry. So literally anything will work for weight as long as you are able to maintain a secure grip on your weight. I don't want you dropping your weight and hurting yourself or breaking something and making a mess. So just make sure it's something you can maintain a secure grip on, and make sure it's not too heavy for you. But as long as you have something that meets those criteria, as I think pretty much everyone does lying around the house, you should be able to make some kind of household items work. Now, I will tell you that we're doing espressos today. We just did espressos like last week. If I remember correctly, it was last Wednesday's workout, so like exactly 1 week ago, we did espressos. So I'm going to walk you through them very quickly today, but if you need a little bit more detail, I will link last Wednesday's workout up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I'll go ahead and link it at the very end of the video as well, just so that you can't miss it. And I went into a little bit more detail about how to do espressos in that video, because I'm just going to go through it very quickly today. One thing I will say for the espressos is that I mentioned in the very beginning that I'm using hex dumbbells. So that means that my dumbbells are flat on the bottom. If your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, or if you are using household items for weight, like shampoo bottles or water bottles or something like that, you're going to need to modify, or maybe you're not going to need to, but I'm going to recommend that you make a modification. But other than that, rounded dumbbells are fine. So let's go ahead and start with our ab exercise. I'm going to be down on the mat. So if you don't have a mat, a towel may suffice. If you are working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. But we're going to be down here doing abs. So you're going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. And also we're doing push-ups when we do the espressos. So if you do push-ups from your knees, you're going to want something soft beneath your knees for the push-ups. So grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, a towel should be fine. So I'm going to be doing weighted knee hugs. So I'm going to just be holding on to one of my dumbbells for this. So if your dumbbells are lighter, you can hold both of your dumbbells. For this exercise, I don't want to hold both of my dumbbells. It's too heavy. So I'm just holding on to one dumbbell. I have one hand on either side of the dumbbell. You could also hold on to a kettlebell or a medicine ball or a jug of laundry detergent or a shampoo bottle or a water bottle or 2 shampoo bottles or water bottles, okay? You get the idea. But basically all I'm going to be doing, if you don't want to add weight to this exercise, you can just do knee hugs like this without any added weight. Super simple exercise. You're just starting with your arms and legs extended, and then you're sitting up, bending your knees and hugging them into your chest. So you're bringing your arms around and hugging your knees into your chest, and then reversing the movement. All right, so I'm going to be modifying the movement slightly when I'm adding weight by bringing the weight up and over. So instead of my arms coming kind of out to the side, my arms are going to be coming up and over, but that's the only difference. So I'm holding onto my dumbbell. I'm going to start with my arms extended overhead. I'm going to sit up and bend my knees, crunch my knees in towards my chest, and I'm just bringing the weight over. So I'm not hugging my knees in, I'm just bringing the weight up and over so that they're in front of my shins, and then reversing the movement. So hug the knees in, return to the starting position. Very simple. You can do it with or without weight, but that's it for that exercise. If you don't want to do knee hugs, you really can substitute with any ab exercise you want. Any sit-up variation or crunch variation is fine. The next exercise is going to be all these single arm raises. I feel like we've done these pretty recently as well. So really what I'm doing is just bringing one arm at a time across my body. So I'm going to be holding onto my dumbbells. My palms are facing you to start. And then I'm just bringing my pinky towards my opposite shoulder kind of. So I'm lifting the arm up and also across my body. All right, so it's a super simple exercise. So palms are facing you. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep your chest lifted high. Keep your abs super strong and tight and engaged. Make sure you're not locking out your knees, okay? You're not actively trying to straighten your legs. Keep a soft bend to your knees, and then just lift one arm at a time, lifting your palm towards the ceiling, bringing your pinky towards the opposite shoulder. Okay, super simple. And again, you can do that holding on to a couple of water bottles or cans of soup. I would give you an equipment-free option, but if you don't want to add weight, it really doesn't make sense to do this without any added weight. If you have resistance bands, I'm sure you could find a way to make that work. But I understand not wanting to add weight, and I'd love to give you completely equipment-free body weight alternatives for every single exercise. But for this particular exercise, there really isn't one, so you're just gonna have to either lift something really light, like a couple of shampoo bottles or cans of soup, or rocks. If you're taking this to the beach or to the park, you can even grab a couple of rocks that weigh about the same. But if you don't want to add weight, if you're just adamant about that, then you're going to have to just substitute with something else. So what do you want to work on today? Just substitute with some other type of body weight exercise that you can do, okay? There's endless variations. If you're really stuck and you need help, again, please reach out and I'll help you with that. But I'm not going to provide body weight modifications for this exercise today because there's just kind of endless options. So I strongly recommend that you just find some kind of weight that you can hold on to and you can just do this exercise with me. If not, anything you want to work on, okay? So you can do chest lifts or it doesn't matter, okay? The next exercise is goblet squats. So you don't have to add weight to your squats if you don't want to. Just make sure whatever squat variation you're doing that your shoulders are back and down, your chest is lifted high, make sure your abs are super strong and tight and engaged, and make sure that you're keeping your back flat and keeping the weight in your heels. So think about hinging at the hips like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. Make sure you're keeping that chest lifted nice and high. So think about also trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. That's going to help you keep your back flat and the weight in your heels as you sink down into your squat, and then you're going to press the ground away from you to stand. So that's just a basic air squat, but those principles are going to apply to any squat variation you choose, and any squat variation you want to do is absolutely fine with or without weight. I'm doing goblet squats, so all that means is that I'm holding a weight in front of me while I squat. That's all it means. So you can hold one dumbbell, you can hold both of your dumbbells together. This is what I'm doing. It's a lot more challenging, but I'm gonna challenge myself today. If that's too heavy, you can just hold on to one. You can hold a kettlebell or a medicine ball or a sandbag if you have one. A sandbag's a great option. I love my sandbag. Okay, so any kind of weight you want to hold in front of you, you're just holding on to the weight while you squat. Super simple. Weight just stays right in front of your chest while you do your squats. So that's goblet squats. That's what I'm doing. You do any squat variation you want. The next exercise, I am technically using my dumbbell, but not really. You absolutely do not need a dumbbell for this. I'm just using the ends of my dumbbell as a target, and I'm just going to be tapping my toes on the end of the dumbbell. Super simple, okay? So just, it's a little cardio exercise, testing your hand or foot-eye coordination maybe, and a little bit of agility. It's gonna get your heart rate up a little bit. So I'm counting each 2 taps as 1 rep. So I'm counting like this. Tap, tap is 1 rep. Tap, tap, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So super simple, and obviously if you don't have a target here, that's fine. You can just jog in place or do high knees. If you're worried about having a target that can move, that you might trip on it, then you can just pick some fixed target that's low to the ground, like this for example. So maybe a step, like the bottom step on a staircase or something. Or again, if you're taking this workout to the beach or the park, if there's a rock that's about this height, so you can absolutely do something like this instead if it helps you to have a target. that can't move, so you don't worry about tripping on it. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can use a higher target. So you could use a plyo box or a park bench or a chair. All right, so if the target is optional. If you don't want to use a target, then obviously you can just do high knees, that's fine. All right, but that is the fourth exercise. And the final exercise I mentioned earlier that we are doing espressos. So we just did these last week. I want to say it was last Wednesday. If you follow my workouts regularly, hopefully you know what an espresso is. This is an exercise that we've done many times before. If you don't know what an espresso is, but you do know what a man maker is, do man makers, okay? This is basically just a variation on a man maker. And it's really just a burpee variation, so if you don't want to add weight, just do any burpee variation you want. Any burpee variation will work, okay? So pick whatever burpee variation you want to do and do it. There's your equipment-free substitution if you don't want to add weights, okay? So all we're doing is a push-up on the dumbbells. So I'm going to start by holding my dumbbells to the side. I'm going to bend down, put the dumbbells on the ground. You can jump or step your feet back so that you are in a plank position. And then you're going to do a push-up while holding on to the dumbbells. And then you're going to do 2 plank rows, 1 on each side. So one at a time, you're going to bend your elbow and row the weight up towards your shoulder. Make sure you're controlling the movement on the way down. As you put that weight down, don't just let it drop down. Then you're gonna jump, or you can step your feet back in, stand. Now you're gonna do a hammer curl and an overhead press. And that's it, that's an espresso. So a hammer curl is basically just a bicep curl, but your palms are going to be facing each other. So if you think about the way you would swing a hammer, that's the way you're holding the dumbbells as you curl them. So that you're going to curl the dumbbells up to your shoulders, and again, your palms are facing each other. My palms are facing my ears. And then all you're going to do is just straighten your elbows, press the weights up overhead. Again, my palms are facing each other. And then bend the elbows, bring the weights back down to your shoulders, straighten your elbows again, and return to your starting position, holding your dumbbells at your side. Okay, so it's actually very simple. It's a tough exercise, but it's very simple. It's a push-up on the dumbbells, 2 plank rows, and then a hammer curl and an overhead press, okay? Push up, row, row, hammer curl, overhead press. Now, if your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, I know that a lot of people will do push-ups on rounded dumbbells. It's your workout, it's your decision. You have to consider what level of risk you feel comfortable taking, but it's just something that I want you to be aware of. So my personal preference, for the record, if you are using dumbbells that are not flat on the bottom like I am, okay? So if your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, or if you are using something like water bottles or shampoo bottles, I would prefer that you do not put your weight on your rounded dumbbells or your water bottles or something like that while you are in a plank position and doing a push-up. So what I'm going to recommend is that you let go of your weights while you do your push-up. And as you do your rows, you keep one hand flat on the floor or the ground. So for rounded dumbbells or household items like water bottles or shampoo bottles, your espressos will look like this. You can start holding the weights to your side. Bend down, place the weights on the ground in front of you and let go. Place your hands flat on the floor or on the ground. Jump or step your feet back. And now do your push-up, either from your toes or from your knees, with your hands flat on the ground. And now pick up one weight. Keep one hand flat on the ground. Pick up the other weight and row the weight. Let go of the weight, both hands flat on the ground again. Now do that on the other side. So if this hand stays on the ground, I'm going to pick up the other weight, row it, let go, hands flat on the ground. Now jump or step your feet in, and from here it's the same. You can pick up your weights as you stand, hammer curl, and overhead press. All right, so that is your modification for rounded dumbbells or household items. If you don't want to add weight, again, any burpee variation is fine, with or without a push-up. Just make sure you are minding your form on your push-up. So remember that you want your head in line with your spine, you want your shoulders away from your ears, and you want to make sure your back stays flat. So tighten up your abs. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them high. If you are doing knee push-ups, you're going to place your knees down, and you want your body in one straight line from your knees to your shoulders. If you're doing the push-ups from your toes, you want your body in one perfectly straight line from your heels to your shoulders, okay? So you want your head in line with your spine. Don't let your head drop down like this. You want your shoulders away from your ears, so make sure you're not kind of sinking down into your shoulders. Press the ground away from you, put yourself up as high as you can, and make sure your abs are tight, and make sure you're using your ab muscles to lift your hips nice and high. Keep them lifted nice and high. We're trying to avoid an arched back, so make sure you're not allowing your hips or your belly to kind of droop down like this. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them high. You want your body in one perfectly straight line from your heels to your shoulders, and you want to make sure nothing moves. You're bending your elbows. You're getting your chest as low to the ground as you can without breaking that straight line, either from your heels to your shoulders or from your knees to your shoulders. All right, it's very tempting if you cannot get your chest down as close to the ground as you want to. It's very tempting to kind of compensate for that by either lowering your hips or your belly down towards the ground, or by lowering your forehead down towards the ground. All right, so make sure your head is perfectly in line with your spine. Make sure it stays there, okay? Keep your head still. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you're actively pressing the ground away from you, and keep your back flat. So abs should be super strong and tight and engaged. You're using your ab muscles to keep your hips lifted nice and high so that your back stays flat. And that's it, that's all 5 exercises. Now here's the format. So we are starting with espressos, 10 reps of espressos. We're doing 5 rounds, and it's always going to be 10 reps of espressos, but that's all we're doing in round 1. Okay, and after each round, we're doing 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. So round 1, 10 espressos, 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. Round 2, we're adding on an exercise. So with round 2, we're adding on 20 toe taps. Double counted, remember each 2 taps counts as 1 rep. We're doing 20 toe taps, and with each round that we're including toe taps, it's always 20 toe taps. Always 10 espressos. So round 2 is 20 toe taps, 10 espressos. And then again, after each round, we're doing 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. So we'll do 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope, or you can do about 5 minutes on the treadmill or the exercise bike, or up and down the stairs or the bleachers if you want. All right, then round 3, for round 3, we are adding on our, 3 goblet squats? Yeah, 30 goblet squats. So it's always gonna be 30 goblet squats, it's always gonna be 10 toe taps, or 20 toe taps, and it's always gonna be 10 espressos, okay? So 30 goblet squats, you're getting the pattern now, right? 20 toe taps, 10 espressos, that's round 3. So then after round 3, we will again do another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. Round 4, can you guess what's coming next? 40 arm raises, okay? Alternating sides with each rep, so you don't have to count like 1 and 2, okay? It's not like the toe taps. We're alternating sides with each rep, so you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right, so 40 arm raises. It's always gonna be 40 arm raises. It's always gonna be 30 goblet squats. It's always gonna be 20 toe taps, and it's always gonna be 10 espressos, and that's round 4. So then again, we'll do another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. And then for our 5th and final round, we're adding our knee hugs. And I'm sure you saw this coming. A mile away, we're doing 50 knee hugs. So that round 5 is 50 knee hugs, 40 single arm raises, 30 goblet squats, 20 toe taps, 10 espressos. And then last but not least, after round 5, we will do our final 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope, and that's the workout. So if you want to do the workout without the jump rope, you're going to do 10 espressos, Then you can rest for a couple seconds. Maybe give yourself a minute or so of a break in between rounds. That's round 1, just 10 espressos. Round 2 would be 20 toe taps and 10 espressos. And then you can give yourself a break for about a minute. Round 3, you'll do 30 squats, 20 toe taps, 10 espressos. Then you can rest for a minute. Round 4, you'll do 40 single arm raises, 30 goblet squats, 20 toe taps, 10 espressos. Rest for a couple minutes, and then you'll finish with round 5, 50 knee hugs, 40 single arm raises, 30 squats, 20 toe taps, 10 espressos, and that's it. That's your workout if you're doing the workout without jump rope. And that's it. That's what we're doing today. So hopefully that is all clear. I know it's a little bit of a new format, a little bit different. It might sound complicated when I'm explaining it. It's not complicated. Please keep in mind that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, if you have questions about the exercises, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm right here to help, so please just ask. It's very important. I know this was a little bit of an abbreviated tutorial by my standards anyway. So if you have questions, I am always here to help. Please ask questions if you have them, okay? It's very important that you understand what it is that you're asking your body to do. It's important that you understand how everything works and you understand how to do the exercises with the correct form before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you before we begin, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please make sure that you're working to your own level. So make sure that your dumbbells or your kettlebell or whatever you're using is an appropriate weight for you. Make sure that you're dropping the weight if it gets too difficult. Modify the exercises as needed. Rest as needed. Okay, you should be going at your own pace. So if you're in any kind of decent shape, I can guarantee that you're going to be a lot faster than I am, and that's great, as long as you're not sacrificing your form to get there. If you're slower than I am, that is also great. As long as you're out here putting in the work, it's great. So don't worry if you're slower than I am. If you fall behind, either because you're just working at a slower pace than I am, or because you find that you're needing to take longer rest breaks that I'm taking, or you're needing rest breaks where I'm not taking them, that's fine. Just pause the video and rest. I'm not going anywhere. I will be right here. You come back when you're ready and we'll get back into it together. I do want you to challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can. This workout's gonna be pretty long and we wanna get through it. We don't wanna be out here all day. So challenge yourself, keep the rest breaks as short as you can, but please make sure you're listening to your body, okay? Your rest breaks should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. Please make sure that you are working to your own level. Please make sure that you are going at your own pace, and please make sure that you are not sacrificing your form for speed. Be smart, be safe, use your common sense, okay, and listen to your body. I hope I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and start this workout, first of all, make sure that you have something soft beneath you. So if you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything, but if you have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, definitely go ahead and grab that. If not, a towel may suffice. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you are jumping rope with me today, and grab a set of dumbbells if you have them. If you don't have dumbbells, again, you can grab a kettlebell, a medicine ball, household items, water bottles, cans of soup, a jug of laundry detergent. Okay, get creative and use what you've got. You don't have to add weight to the workout if you don't want to, but if you are adding weight, go ahead and grab whatever you are using for weight. pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we'll get right into the workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. You're going to start by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Now place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that your arm is completely relaxed. You're not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just resting your arm on top of your head and allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Don't let them creep up by your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by just allowing your chin to fall towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from shoulder to shoulder, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll. And with each roll, you're expanding your range of motion, allowing your entire torso to just fall down in front of you. Next, we're going to do shoulder rolls. So just rolling the shoulders back. Make sure you're really exaggerating that movement. Make the circles as big as you possibly can. Next, we're doing arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So you're going to extend your arms straight out to the side. Start by making small circles, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles larger and larger until finally you're exploring your full range of motion, making those circles as big as you possibly can. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and sweep your hands down in front of you. As you straighten the knees, you're stretching, reaching as high as you can up above you. And each time you bend your knees, you're expanding your range of motion a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now leave the feet planted right where they are. We're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. Adding the arms. So with each lunge, you're reaching across your body with your arm, like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to march. So you're going to step your feet in and just march in place, starting with your knees low, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up, higher and higher towards your chest, until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're gonna do the same thing with a nice light jog. So knees are low to start, you're just jogging in place. And then little by little, you're gonna start driving those knees up towards the chest, higher and higher, until you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Next is booty kicks. So it's still just a nice light jog, but with each step, you're bringing your foot up behind you, trying to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. For this next one, you may need to hold on to the wall or a chair for support. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. You're going to transfer your weight into one leg, pick up the other foot, and just start swinging the leg front and back. Nice and loose. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight, pick up the other foot, and start swinging the leg. In front of you, swing it behind you. You can start low, and then gradually you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. We're going to switch legs again. So put this foot down, pick up the other foot, extend the leg straight out in front of you. We're just gonna make semicircles. Bringing that leg around and behind. And each semicircle, you're lifting your leg a little higher. And then finally, for the final two, you're gonna drive your knee up in front of you and use your arm to kind of guide it around for a hip circle. Other side. So extending the leg out in front of you to start. Making a semicircle, lifting that leg higher and higher each time you make your semicircle. And then finally driving the knee up in front of you. Use your hand to guide it around for a hip circle.
And last but not least, we're gonna do a quick hamstring stretch. So I'm using this post to demonstrate a way to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more comfortable getting into this stretch, because you want to keep your back as flat as possible so that you isolate your hamstrings. It's going to make the stretch much more effective. So if you use a chair or the wall or the arm of your couch to do that, just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more accessible. But that's it, that's our 5-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout. Round 1 is just 10 espressos, that's it. Or you can do 10 man makers, 10 reps of whatever burpee variation you want to do, all right? But that's round 1, and then we're going to go right into our first jump rope section, 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. So get ready. I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So starting with the weights at your sides, you're going to bend down, place the weights on the ground in front of you. You can jump or step your feet back. Push up on the dumbbell, row, row. Jump or step the feet in, stand. Hammer curl, overhead press. That's 1. Weights down, jump the feet back, push up, row, row, jump the feet in, stand. Hammer curl, overhead press. That's 2. We're going to 10, do your best. That was round 1. Just those 10 reps. So after each round, I'm doing a little cardio section. For my cardio section, I'm doing 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. You can be doing plus or minus 5 minutes of any type of cardio exercise you want. If you are jumping rope with me, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're counting revolutions of the jump rope. So 100 revolutions of the rope is 1 set. We're doing 5 sets. If you trip over your jump rope, I'm sure I will be tripping plenty over my jump rope today. You do not have to start the entire set over. Just take a deep breath and get right back into it. As soon as you can, pick up your count where you left off, okay? All right, so as soon as you're ready, 5 sets of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. I like to just make a little slash so that I don't lose track of my count. You would think it would be easy to count to 5 without losing track, but you would be underestimating me. All right, so that's our first set of 100. We're gonna do 4 more just like that. I'm gonna zip it so I can conserve some energy because I wanna do my best to keep my rest breaks in between sets as short as possible. So now you know what we're doing. 4 more sets. All right, that was my 5th and final set. So that's round 1 done, and my first cardio section done. So now for round 2, doing 20 toe taps and then 10 espressos. So I'm just tapping my toes on either side of the dumbbell. Each 2 toe taps counts as 1 rep, and we're going to 20. If you don't have a target, you can just do high knees, that's fine. When you're ready, here we go. So just tapping the toes on the dumbbell, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And that's 20. Now, finishing up round 2 with another 10 espressos, or man makers or burpees, whatever you're doing. So that's round 2. So now another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. We're up and down the bleachers or the stairs for 5 minutes. Jog around the track a couple of times, hop on the treadmill for 5 minutes. Whatever you're doing for cardio. Remember, you can even just pantomime jumping rope with me, that's fine. When you're ready, here we go. All right. So round 2 is complete, and our second cardio section is complete. Round 3 is going to be 30 squats, 20 toe taps, 10 espressos, and then we'll do another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. So any squat variation you want to do is fine, with or without weight. I'm doing goblet squats. I'm going to hold both of my weights together in front of me. It's going to be super challenging. If you don't want to add so much weight, remember you can just hold one weight like this. That is totally up to you. Just make sure that whatever squat variation you're doing,
Your shoulders are back and down. Your chest is lifted high, your abs are tight. Make sure you're pushing your booty back, keeping your back flat, keeping the weight in your heels as you sink down into your squat, and then actively press your heels into the ground to stand. All right, I'm gonna regret using both dumbbells for this. I already do. All right, when you're ready, here we go. 30 goblet squats. So each round, we're repeating what we did the previous round. We're just adding a new exercise at the top. So the rest of this round will be just like the last round. 20 toe taps. Remember, these are double counted. 10, 15, and 20. If you don't need to rest, don't rest. Just skip ahead. I need a minute. I'm pacing myself to do 10 espressos. These are super tough. I'm already fatigued. Just 2.5 rounds into the workout, and it's getting hotter and hotter out here by the minute. I'm dripping sweat. My legs feel like jelly, so I'm just needing to give myself a minute or two to feel like I have enough strength to even start this set. So if you need a longer rest break, you can pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this round 3 with 10 espressos.
That's round 3. I know the rounds are getting harder. They got really hard really fast. The bad news is that the remaining 2 rounds are going to get even longer and harder. But the good news is there's only 2 rounds left to go. We got this. And we get about a 5-10 minute break while we do our cardio. So I'm giving my hands a break from holding the weights, giving my upper body a break while we get in some cardio with another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope. If you need a longer rest break, again, just pause the video, come back when you're ready to start your cardio session, I guess that works. Little mini 5-minute cardio session. All right, when you're ready, here we go. Okay, so we're getting there. 3 out of 5 rounds are complete. 3 out of 5 cardio sections are complete. So for round 4, we're going to do exactly what we did in round 3, but we're going to first add 40 reps of our single arm crossbody raises. So you're holding your weights in front of you, palms are facing forward, and then one at a time you're lifting your arm in front of you and across your body, bringing your pinky towards the opposite shoulder. Alternating sides with each rep, so each arm raise counts as 1 rep. Making sure you're keeping your shoulders back and down, chest lifted high. Keep your core engaged and make sure you're not locking out your knees. There should be a soft bend to your knees. This is kind of the halfway point. So if you need a longer rest break, now actually would be a good time to pause the video. Maybe towel off. I should have brought a towel out here. I'm dripping sweat. Towel off. Maybe get a sip of water. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. And then when you feel like you're ready to go ahead and attack this second half with me, you can come back. All right. I doubt I'll be able to get through all 40 without stopping, but I'll just do as many as I can before I have to pause and rest. Just do your best. Remember, your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. One more deep breath. So my palms are facing you. I'm bringing one weight at a time up across my body, bringing my pinky towards the opposite shoulder. That's 4, 5, 6, we're going to 40, just do your best. It's 20 for me, I'm halfway there. I'm gonna keep pushing. It's 30, 10 more. And that's 40. Whew. Those are tough, I know. I think I failed to mention, and this is like really important, so hopefully you did not just do those incorrectly right now. I made sure to tell you not to lock out your knees, but also really make sure you're not locking out your elbow. You're not doing this with a perfectly straight arm. It's actually like kind of almost impossible to do. It's really awkward. So the tendency is going to have a slight bend to your elbow. That's what we want, okay? Make sure you're not actively trying to straighten your arm while you do these crossbody raises. Make sure you have a slight bend to that elbow, please. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning. So keep that in mind with the next round, because we're gonna do those once more. So now onto our goblet squats, or whatever squat variation you're doing, with or without weight. I'm gonna torture myself some more and use both of my dumbbells again. 30 reps. when you're ready. That was 20 for me. If you started holding both weights and it's getting too taxing, you can drop one. You guys know me, I'm stubborn. I'd rather just take a break, pick up both my weights, and finish up with these final 10 reps. But you make the decision that's best for you. All right, that was 30 squats. So next is 20 toe taps, double counted. Don't rest if you don't need to. These espressos are so tough. I just know I'm not going to be able to get through more than a couple of reps without having to stop, so I'd rather just give myself a nice long rest break before I start them. And then hopefully that way I'll see if I can at least get through the first 5 without stopping. At this point in the workout, I'll be really happy if I can just do the first 5 without stopping, and then I'll rest, and then I'll probably try to tackle the second 5 in a set of 3 and then a set of 2. Because I'm definitely needing rest breaks at this point. I can't get through the whole set of 10 without stopping, there's no way. All right, when you're ready, here we go. With a dumbbell. Carnage. It's 2. I'm not breaking any speed records, but I did manage to do all 5 before putting the weights down and resting. And that was my goal. All right, so I have to do 5 more. I'm just giving myself a minute to recover. I'm gonna try to tackle these last 5 reps broken up into a set of 3 and a set of 2. So I'm going to try to do my next 3 reps without stopping. I'll put the weights down and rest again, but I'll keep that rest break short since I will only be recovering from a set of 3 as opposed to a set of 5, and I'll only have 2 reps left as opposed to 5 reps left. So that was a nice long rest break. Picking up my count at 5. When you're ready, here we go. I'm going to try to get to 8 before I have to rest again. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be pretty, but I'll get there. So that's 8. I just have to do 2 more. Trying to keep this rest break much shorter. Maybe just 20, 30 seconds or so. Just 2 more reps. It's 9, last one. And that's 10. Still under an hour. Well under an hour, but I feel like I've been out here working for 4 hours. I am so fatigued. This is so tough today. I don't know if it's the heat or something else. Some days are just tougher than others. Some days you've got more strength than others, more energy than others. So you guys will have to let me know, is this workout really just this tough, or am I just a little off today? I feel like I'm a little off today, but also this is a tough workout. Just I think not as tough as it is seeming to be to me today. All right. Giving myself another, I don't know, I'll go another 30 seconds or so before starting my cardio section. You don't have to rest if you don't need to. All right, if you are able to jump right into the cardio section, that's what you want to do. The goal is to get it done as quickly as possible without sacrificing your form. I just feel like I have nothing left in the tank, so I'm needing to take at least a couple minutes to rest and recover from that last round before I start my cardio section. But round 4 is done. Let's just do 5 more sets of 100 with the jump rope, and then we'll start on our 5th and final round. Oh, that breeze feels like heaven. All right, when you're ready, here we go. Okay, grab your mat or your towel. We have finally reached our 5th and final round. So we're going to do exactly what we did for round 4. So first we're going to add on 50 knee hugs, with or without weight. Substitute with any ab exercise you want. Any sit-up variation, any crunch variation, again, with or without weight. You can hold on to 2 weights, 2 dumbbells, 2 water bottles, or you can hold on to 1 weight like I'm doing. I'm just holding 1 dumbbell for this exercise. So you can hold a kettlebell or a medicine ball, or 1 water bottle, 1 can of soup. Can we just lie here for a few minutes? All right, sooner we start round 5, the sooner it's over. This is all we have left to do, okay? We just have to do this final round and then another 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope, so let's push. If you do need a longer rest break, again, please just pause the video, towel off, get something to drink, and come back when you're ready. Resting for another minute while I waited for the plane so I didn't have to shout over it. All right, so as soon as you're ready, here we go. So legs are extended straight, arms are extended overhead. Make sure you got a good grip on your weight. And now crunch the knees in, bring the weight up and over, and return to your starting position. That's 1, 2, 3. We're going to 50, so do your best. All right, I'm counting those as my first 3 reps. Picking up my count at 3. That's 20 for me. You guys know me now is about when I start crying about my weakling abs. The good thing is we only have to do this exercise once. We have to do 50 reps, but we don't have to repeat this again. Once we're done with these 50 reps, we're done with this exercise. All right, let me see if I can do another 10 without stopping. When you're ready, here we go. Pick up my count at 50. I mean, at 20. Cheater.
hurts so bad. My abs are just so weak. Every time I do abs, I just sit here and cry. All right, I've completed 30. I have to do 20 more, so I'll see if I can do another set of 10 without stopping. I don't know if I can. I might have to start going to sets of 5. Oh. All right, when you're ready, here we go. I'm picking up my count at 30. The thought of someone being able to do 50 of these in a row without crying is so foreign to me. My abs are so weak. I know some of you out there, like, you finish these in 45 seconds, you're like, what is she crying about? I'm crying because they have weakling abs. That's what I'm crying about. All right. I just have to do 10 more, so let's push. 10 more and then these are done for the day. So here we go. Pick up my count of 40. All right, that's 50. If you have even weaker abs than I do and you're still struggling, remember, you can drop the weight. If you started with weight, you can either drop to a lighter weight or drop the weight altogether and just do knee hugs without any added weight. If you just want to get through them, that is up to you. All right. So that's 50 knee hugs done. Next is our crisscross applesauce arm raises. $40 total reps. We're alternating sides with each rep. I'm an hour and 5 minutes in. See if I can finish in under an hour 20. We'll see. All right, when you're ready.
did kind of manage to complete those without taking a break. It looked like I was gonna put my weights down, but it's because there was a gnat on my leg. I wanted to shoo it away, but it flew away. Like anyone was wondering. I'm just stalling because I don't want to do my goblet squats. All right, I am not going to be able to do 30 squats at this point, 30 weighted squats, without pausing to take a rest. So I might just do, maybe I'll see if I can do the first 15 without stopping, that's half, and then just take it from there. If I can't get to 15, that's fine, I'll do 10. And if I get to 15 and I feel like I can keep going, I'll go to 20 before I stop and rest. So we'll play it by ear. Just do your best, break them up however you need to. They're gonna get done, that's the important part. So when you're ready, that was 20. It was really hard to squeeze in those last 5. So now I just have to do 10 more. So hopefully I can get these done without stopping. And then squats are done. All we have left to do is our final set of 10 espressos. I think in my mind right now I just skipped over the toe taps, but these will go by fast. Let's get these done real quickly. Final set of 20 toe taps. All right, so we've completed 2,000 revolutions with the jump rope. We just have to do 5 more sets of 100 with the jump rope. We've completed all of our knee hugs are done for the whole day. All of our arm raises are done for the whole day. We're done with squats, we're done with toe taps. And we have completed 40 out of 50 total espressos. So all we have left to do to finish this 5th and final round is our final set of 10 espressos. So I'm going to do my best to approach this final set the same way I did with round 4. So I'm going to do my best to complete my first 5 reps unbroken, and then I'll rest, and then I'll do my final 5 reps split up into 2 little baby sets, a baby set of 3 and an even babier set of 2. All right, so you break them up however you need to get them done, but we made it. All right, this is the last bit, 10 espressos, and then that's it. That's round 5. All right, when you're ready, here we go. So I'm gonna try to do my first 5 without stopping, which knee lock. I'm running on fumes. But I managed to complete my first 5 reps unbroken. So now I'm going to try to do another 3 reps unbroken if I can. It's gonna end up taking me something closer to 90 minutes, but that's okay. I'm gonna get it done. All I have left to do is 2 espressos. That's 49 on the day. Last one. I hear you, Rudy. I love you, baby. I'm not hallucinating, I promise. Although I don't think that's far off. I am so done. All right, you guys, we made it. That's it, that's round 5. We're done with the dumbbells. All we have left to do is our final cardio section. If you have absolutely nothing left in the tank, you can skip this final cardio session if you want. 2,000 revolutions of the jump rope is enough, and conceptually the workout still makes sense that way. If you think of the jump rope sections as being in-betweens instead of afters, it's still symmetrical, it still makes sense. So if you want to tap out here, you have my blessing. I want to tap out here, but I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna do the workout the way I wrote it. I am stubborn AF, you guys know that. So I'm going to see this thing through. It's just 5 more sets of 100. So if you need a longer rest break, pause the video, towel off. Get one last sip of water or sports drink, and when you're ready, come back. Let's get this final cardio section done together. Home stretch. We got this. Here we go. There goes an hour 20. Maybe I can keep it under an hour 25, probably not. I think time goals are useless at this point. Just need to do whatever I need to do to get it done. This is it, final set. In 55 seconds. I just barely made it in under an hour 25. Amazing. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just one rep left to go. But first, whenever I do a workout that includes jump rope, as most of my workouts do these days, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. So if you would like to join me, feel free. The bonus burpee is mandatory. You have to do your bonus burpee, and your bonus burpee has to be the last thing that you do. But this bonus round of jump rope is completely optional. So if you would like to join me, we're doing the exact same thing we've been doing for the last hour and 24 minutes and 55 seconds. All right, sets of 100. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. Rude Becca is ready to go. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RudeBecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. And as soon as you're ready, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this jump rope bonus out of the way. Then we'll do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So when you're ready, here we go. Counting 100 revolutions of the jump rope. So you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 100. Excellent job, Rude Becca, as always. All right, so that's our little jump rope bonus. And now at long last, we have just one rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together. Then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So get up, let's do a quick cool down together. You want to make sure that you keep moving while you allow your breathing to normalize and while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit. So just pace around a little bit, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, swing the arms. We worked our shoulders quite a bit today, so let's do a quick shoulder stretch. Just bringing one arm across your body, use your other arm to pull it in towards your chest. Make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure that your shoulder is completely relaxed. If your shoulder's all tensed up and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to get the benefit of this stretch. Your muscle needs to be relaxed in order for it to be pliable enough so that you can actually stretch it out. Make sure you're focusing on your breath. trying to slow down our breathing. So take deliberate breaths, shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in. Your arm is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, and do your best to keep moving. I always just kind of shift my weight from side to side while I do this. You can shake out the legs, you can pace around. Just keep moving, keep focusing on your breathing. Shake it out again. Get the triceps. So just bend one elbow. Place your opposite hand on your elbow and then just pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that your free hand is completely relaxed. Your fingers of this free hand should be pointing straight down at the ground. So make sure that this hand is not hanging around up here somewhere by your shoulder. Point those fingers straight down at the ground. Relax your arm. You're pulling your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feeling that nice stretch right here in your tricep muscle. Shake it out. Same thing on the other side. So bending the other arm, placing your hand on top of your shoulder and then just gently pulling, on top of your elbow and then gently pulling your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Making sure that your free hand is relaxed. Fingers are pointing straight down at the ground. Make sure you're continuing to focus on taking deliberate breaths, trying to slow down your breathing rate. I'm still shifting my weight from side to side. Just don't want to be stationary. So again, whatever works for you, you can kind of shake out the legs, you can pace around. Just want to keep moving. Shake it out one more time. Finish with a quick quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you may want to hold on to the wall or a chair or something for support. You're going to pick up one foot, bring your foot behind you, and then reach back. Grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek, and as you do that, you are tilting your pelvis forward. So you're kind of tucking your booty underneath you and sucking your belly button back towards your spine. Continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek, and as soon as you combine both of those elements, you will instantly feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles. So focusing on your breath. All right, shake it out. Other leg. So bending the opposite knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Now press, really press your heel into your booty cheek, and as you do that, you are tilting your pelvis forward. So tucking your booty underneath you, think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button, okay? So you're doing that as you're continuing to press this heel into your booty cheek. Really isolating that quad muscle. Feel that nice stretch. One more deep breath. And one more time. Shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, swing the arms a little bit. And that's it. That's our little cool down. If you feel like you're still breathing heavily and your heart rate is still elevated, then just continue for a couple more minutes, just kind of pacing around. You can do a little more light stretching, that's great. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day. Immediately after the workout is going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to get your stretching done because your muscles are already nice and warm. But if you don't have time to stretch now, that's fine. You can do it at any point during the day. It doesn't matter what you do for your stretching routine. It doesn't matter when you stretch, just as long as you get your stretching done. All right, it's really important to make sure that you're taking time to stretch every day. What's the matter, Coda? It's going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might experience the day after the workout. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and it's going to improve your flexibility and your mobility, and that's important on its own. So please make sure you're taking the time to stretch every day. It's really important. Just remember that if you do put off your stretching until later in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you're going to have to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. The same way we take a few minutes to warm up our muscles before beginning the workout. It's the same thing. You don't want to start your stretching routine with cold muscles. Warm muscles are more pliable, so taking a couple of minutes to warm your muscles up before jumping into your stretching routine is again going to reduce your risk of injury. It lessens the likelihood that you're going to overstretch or strain something or pull a muscle. So please, again, be smart, be safe, but make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day. But that's it, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately, and even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. And that is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, who runs into a funeral and does an arabesque? So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, who runs into a funeral and does an arabesque? That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.